Hello, in this video we're looking at some and any. In scene 1 we're looking at some people and the interrogative anytime and the negative not any money. Then the second scene is a table where we discuss those issues again, and the third scene we talk about anytime with no limit. Hope you enjoy it. In scene 1 we're looking at some and not any. Here's a picture to be going on with. Two people having a conversation outside a coffee house. She looks happy, he looks rather sad, and she's saying, let's have, I'll just write it in here, let's have some coffee. Let's have some coffee. Oh dear. And he says, well, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't have any money. Don't have any money. And she replies, that's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got some money. I've got some money. Notice the way we say some there. Well, we don't say some. We say some coffee and some money. Because English is a stress-timed language. I'm going to make another video about stressing, but in the meantime, here's the two pronunciations of some. Some when it's stressed and some when it's unstressed. That's in the International Phonetic Alphabet. I'm going to put these two sums in brackets because you don't really have to say them. You can also say, let's have coffee and I've got money. But it's also very common to use the weak form there. Now let's move on to the second half of scene 1. Here's another picture. We're going to get the question form here. There's a young man sitting at the table and a woman offering him something. It seems he's not very hungry, but she says, would you like some cookies? Would you like some cookies or biscuits, depending on which country you come from? And she goes on to say, there are some left. There are some left from earlier. There are some left. Notice the pronunciation difference. Would you like some cookies? There are some left. There's no noun after some there. And he is not very hungry, and he replies in the negative, no, I don't want any, thanks. I don't want any, thanks. Both some and any there are alone. They've got no noun after them. And she tries again, tries to offer him something different. Would you like any soup? She's not sure now. And he replies, no soup, thanks. He doesn't reply any, because you can't use any by itself without changing the meaning, but we'll see that in scene 3. Now let's have another look at these various phrases in the table. And here we've got a table. You can always pause the video if you want to, and in the meantime I'll just write the website address here, grammarbytes.co.uk/ oops, sorry, my mistake, definitions, definitions, that's better, where you can get more information on any word in capitals like count and mass. In the meantime, I had some sandwiches and tea. You can use some or any with count nouns and mass nouns. And then the next one, did you get any sandwiches? Did you get some sandwiches? In questions, you can use some or any. But there is a bit of a difference in the meaning. And finally, the negative, I didn't get any sandwiches or tea. And we also use any with verbs like doubt or wonder, which have a sort of negative feeling to them. And I'll just write in also, we sometimes use it with if clauses. Sentences like, I'll ask him if he has any time. If somebody asks you a question, for example in a restaurant like any coffee or any dessert, and the answer is no, the answer is no or no thank you, not any, because any sounds positive, a bit like the way we describe it in the next scene, in scene 3. Now if you want to pause the video and look at the table some more, do. Otherwise I'm moving on to scene 3. And here we have a figure emerging from the mist. Who is it? It's Spider-Man. Is he swinging? Is he jumping? No, he's cooking, because Spider-Man can do anything. Spider-Man can do anything. So here any is positive, and it means there is no limit. I'll write at the top here, any equals no limit. He can do everything. Whatever happens, he can do it. Now I'm going to write 4 sentences on the right and talk about each one to help show the meaning of any. And here's the first sentence. Here's the first sentence. This is a difficult time for any family. The loss of a job or a death, for example, is a difficult time for all families. Whichever family you choose will find it difficult. And here's the next sentence. Feel free to join any of these online groups. You know, there are lots of online groups these days which do different activities, and you may join all of them, or one of them, or two of them, whichever. And here's the next sentence. If you see any leaks, let me know. Sounds like a plumber speaking. If you see a big leak, or a small leak, or two leaks, whatever you see, let me know. And here's another sentence. In any activity carried out by two groups, one will be better than the other. It doesn't matter which activity you are talking about, this will be true. Now, my last sentence contains a very common phrase, in any case. Here it is. We had no telephone, and in any case, there was no time to call a doctor. So it really doesn't matter whether we had a telephone or not, because there was no time. Instead of in any case, we can also say anyway, which means roughly the same thing. We had no telephone, and anyway, there was no time to call a doctor. I'll just write anyway at the bottom here. So that's how we use any in a positive sense, meaning activities with no limit. All right, that's all. Bye for now.